I was very touched by a story that I heard this weekend. I went to a wake because a friend of ours, unfortunately, her mom died last weekend of cancer, but she was talking about how pleased she was that her mom was able to come home to her house, having been in a hospice, so that she could spend her last few days just with family and friends. And her entire family had made it back to Ireland, and the house was full of children and full of laughter, and they just had lots of stories and lots of music and lots of singing. So I gather the kids were in and out singing because their granny liked that so much. And also, they were thinking also about music they might play for when they would have her funeral service. She wasn't gone, of course, yet at this point, but she was on her way out. And I guess in between when they were listening to Ave Maria and Panis Angelicus, her mom just slipped away. Now, my friend Trish was holding her hand, and she just talked about how rich that feeling was, how spiritual it was, and while she felt sad, she also felt privileged to be there in that moment. But then a curious thing happened. About 2 minutes after her mom had slipped away, she gets a phone call, and it's the doctor from the hospice who said, well, should I come and check your mom's vitals and just see, in fact, if she has passed away? And Trish, very absent-mindedly, she handed the phone towards her mother saying, should I get the doctor to come over and check you out? And of course she got no response. And she just got into a fit of giggles because she just realised, how daft is that? What am I like? And the thing that just stopped me in that moment was, how human was that? And it actually reminded me of when my father had died many years ago, and my mother got a lovely letter from somebody who was just remembering how much he enjoyed hanging out with my father and saying, he'll be in heaven now and he'll be enjoying a hot game of golf with a great four ball. And my mother liked the letter so much that she went into a room where my father would always sit in a big old chair to show him the letter, and of course he wasn't there. Now, the reason I mention this story at all is, and it's a really small story, is that how often do you notice that you really get some terrific meaning out of small stories because it connects with you in such a relatable way? And in fact, that's why when you as a speaker are sharing stories, that you should realize that smaller stories can oftentimes have far greater impact than the big or dramatic stories. Because right now in the news, there's lots of news about volcanoes, there's a dreadful thing that's happening in America right now where children are being separated from their parents at the border, and this is being used as a negotiation tool for border control. Now, whether you are Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you are, those are stories which might get your attention and might make you feel something, but they don't have anywhere near the personal connection or personal meaning that you get from a story like that. The reason I share this is that I want you to understand that sharing smaller stories is often your ticket to really connecting with people at a much, much deeper level, because it is real, it is authentic, it is human, it's vulnerable. And all of those things cause people to pay more attention to you, to actually get that heightened sense of meaning from whatever it is that you share, and also to remember what you said long after you stepped away from the stage. So don't always go for the big or dramatic. Honestly, the smaller, more connected story will do you a power of good.